loss coming to Virginia Tech. So both these teams looking to try to get their first one on their ACC action. LJ Bentley right away. Just 3 seconds in, a nice single leg takedown. And he's up quickly 2-0 on James Szymanski. Sophomore for North Carolina. Bentley a sophomore for Pitt.
This is your 125-pound matchup. And early on, it's LJ Bentley with the 2-0 lead in the first round.
Bentley 11-8 this year. Last year he was 19-12 from St. Ed's. St. Edward High School, 3-time state qualifier, 2-time state place winner is Bentley. Szymanski on the other side, he's 8-18 last year. 198-26 in high school from Shoreham Wadding River High School in New York. Escape for Szymanski to make it 2-1.
LJ Bentley, NCAA qualifier last year as well. Finished 4th place in the ACC, a good showing for a young guy. This is sophomore season, showing some improvement. You mentioned 11-8 this year, also 2-2 in ACC duels.
Just a couple of head taps right now. This is a pretty even match between Pittsburgh and North Carolina. Both teams with a couple of guys ranked, not in the same weight classes, so we won't get to see any head-to-head matchups between ranked opponents. So a lot of toss-up matches. Talking to both coaches today prior to the match, and they mentioned they didn't really have a match in particular they were looking forward to.
Yeah, usually you get one or two that a coach will give you and say, hey, we really need to win this match to win the duel overall, and nothing like that was said. It was both coaches. We met with Matt Coker on the Pittsburgh side, of course, serving as the co-acting head coach with Drew Headley, and then obviously Coleman Scott for the North Carolina Tar Heels. And both coaches said to us, we just want to make sure that the guys compete hard, and that's all we really want to see, and make sure that there's progress being made out there on the mat tonight.
It's been a rough season for North Carolina, but Coleman Scott mentioned they're improving each week, and that's where you need to be for March. And that's what Coker's seen as well for Pittsburgh. Just trying to make sure everybody gets ready for March when individuals come around for the ACCs and the NCAAs.
It's about that time of year when you start looking toward the tournament, at least, or toward the championships, I should say. LJ Bentley, number 29, coming in at 125 pounds. And the NCAA coaches panel, which is used down the line to help determine seeding and whatnot, and who makes the NCAA championships.
An inside single right now, 10 seconds to go in the period. Szymanski's able to face him, though, and will look like he will hold on. It's going to be Bentley. He's up 2-1 at the end of the first period.
So what did you see, Greg, between these two in the first period? A lot of times when we do these matches together, I get the sense that two guys try to feel each other out for the first round there and develop their plan to go through the rest of the match. What are you saying here?
Outstanding start for Bentley, getting right after him, being aggressive, and you could tell both these guys have some quickness on their feet. So it was big for him to come out and get that opening takedown and pick up some ride time as well. Had about 40 seconds of ride time, as Bentley's going to get quickly out for one after choosing bottom to begin the period. But a good start for Bentley. Now a great duck under, and he's going to get a takedown. 5-1, Bentley out in front.
And with that, he's adding to his riding time as well. In the second round of the 125-pound matchup.
Trying to get a wrist. There's Bentley now. Szymanski trying to come up to his feet, and Bentley's going to let him go for one. Make it 5-2.
The riding time did creep over 1 minute in favor of Bentley while he was on top there.
See if Szymanski tries to pick up the pace a little bit here in the second period. He's going to need a couple of takedowns to get back into this match. 5-2 lead right now for Bentley with about 35 seconds to go in the first. We get a stalling call on Szymanski. In on a shot is Bentley. He just got to finish, and here he is. Getting that takedown on the edge of the mat, taking a 7-2 lead.
Real aggressive approach in the first round here for Bentley.
Yeah, solid job by Bentley getting after his shots. Seeing the shots he's able to take and going after them. The key right now for Bentley is he's been able to finish his shots. Outside of the one at the end of the first period where Szymanski was able to turn and face him, he's been able to finish, and that's been the difference in this match.
Now it's Bentley with a 7-2 lead, nearing the end of the second round. 125-pound matchup. Riding time heavily in favor of Bentley, up over 90 seconds now.
(7-2) after 2. Szymanski will be on the bottom to begin the third. So a minute and 40 seconds of ride time, which will increase a little bit here for Bentley. Picking up that point will make it 8-2. We'll see if he ends up giving up a couple of escapes, get a takedown or two, and he'll get one here. If he can pull off a couple of takedowns, he might be able to pick up a major decision, which I think bonus points are going to be huge in this match with so many toss-up matches in this one.
Bentley's been able to get a boundary. You see Bentley dropping down to one knee there. Is that just kind of playing defense on Szymanski, trying to stop him from shooting in at all?
He's lowering his levels, making it more difficult for Szymanski to get inside. Bentley's a longer 125-pounder, so he's got that reach. And he can reach down from a little bit of a lower level position. Plus being a little taller, a little lankier, he's trying to lower his level down to Szymanski. Bentley's going to need 2 takedowns in order to secure a major decision. He's got the ride time point, so that'll make it 8-3. A takedown will make it 10-3. So he'll need 2 takedowns. But he's running out of time here with 30 seconds to go in the third. Up 7-3. Well, that'll help too. Now a stalling call on Szymanski will give Bentley a penalty point. Now 1 takedown will give him a major decision. Down to 10 seconds to go. Bentley was looking for a duck under, now shoots in. Szymanski able to hold him off though, and it's going to be a 9-3 win for Bentley.
So I guess a positive for North Carolina, avoiding that major decision. Tackle on the riding time for Bentley. It's a 9-3 finish in the 125-pound matchup. And that's a 3-0 lead overall in the match score for the Pittsburgh Panthers as we move on to 133. And Greg, we mentioned that both of these teams are a little thin in the lower weights. And obviously with this spot usually being the spot for Dom Forres, who's by far Pitt's best wrestler, and he's out tonight. Should expect him back pretty soon. No real timetable on his return, but in his place tonight, you get Brendan Price, who's a guy that was on this Pitt team during his freshman year, now a junior, was not on the squad last season, returns and gets a match tonight against North Carolina in a big spot against Nicholas Lirette. What do you expect out of Brendan Price right here?
I think it depends what kind of shape he is in. Obviously, not being on the mat too long. Matt Coker mentioned that it took about 5 seconds to convince Brendan to come back and help the team out. And really, they're just trying to stop bonus points from coming. As we're going to see a spin behind and a takedown here for Lirette. But for Price, it really depends on the shape. You know, wrestling shape is totally different than any other kind of shape you can be in. And he looks strong coming out early, taking his shots. I think as long as they can go without giving up 6 points, because they were given a forfeit the last couple of matches with Forey's being out. A nice reversal here for Price. He's giving them all he can handle here early on.
A good showing to start off for Brendan Price. 3-2 lead for Lirette. Price, a local kid from Canon McMillan High School, is 116-30 in his time there. Also a 3-time section champ. So had some good success in a tough wrestling league at the high school level and brings it to the college mat now. He's never had a decision at the Division I level.
Already a young guy, a freshman from Hahnville High School in Louisiana, as he gets in on a shot here on the ankle, and he's going to be able to finish on Price. It's a 5-2 lead for Lirette, of North Carolina. Price with an escape makes it 5-3.
That was one of the things that Coleman Scott talked to us about too, Greg, before the match, saying, yeah, we got a couple true freshmen in the lineup, so that's adding into what we said before about how he really just wants to see progress as the season goes on from week to week, day to day. You don't want to expect too much out of your freshmen in their first season in a tough wrestling conference in the ACC.
Yeah, these guys, compete so much throughout the entire year that, they're used to this kind of environment, come out and competing and doing a nice job, trying to adjust. These guys are ready a lot quicker than they used to be in the past. "25 seconds ago in the period of 5-3 lead for Lirette of North Carolina. Price doing a nice job of holding his own here in the first. I think the question for him as far as wrestling shape is he's going to get for a stalling call is that second and third period, as Lirette's going to get a takedown.
Trying another
nice reversal for Price just at the end of the period. What a big reversal. Coleman Scott is not happy on the North Carolina side that he gave up that 2 this late.
How about Brendan Price? 2 reversals in this match so far.
Yeah, 3 takedowns for Lirette, 2 reversals for Price. Price is on the bottom to begin the second. 7-5 score. A lot of points in that first period.
Absolutely.
Price up to his feet, out for 1.
So Price within 1 of Lirette. Brendan Price, a guy who's never had a decision at the Division I level, holding his own against North Carolina tonight.
Price is going to have to be careful because he has been hit with a stalling call already.
Greg, if nothing else, that reversal before the end of the first period there just had to be a nice confidence booster. You hold your own in one period as you see a takedown for Lirette. Makes it 9-6 now for him over Price, but Price holding his own so far, as we've said, and you got to think that he's feeling pretty good about himself right now in his return to the mat.
No doubt about it. He's been looking solid so far. I mean, you could tell he's starting to wear down a little bit, but picking up that reversal was huge because you don't want to give away any bonus points if you're Pitt here. You're already not giving up the forfeit, so you're saving a couple. But if he can keep it to a decision and maybe pull off a surprise. And not to say he couldn't beat Lirette, it's just a matter of the wrestling shape. It's tough over 7 minutes, so as he gets hit with a caution. So we'll see how he can do over these last 43 seconds and obviously in the third period. Getting up to his feet is Price, out for 1. 9-7, Lirette out in front with 30 seconds to go in the second.
Lirette with the riding time advantage, a little over a minute.
Stalling call on Price is second, and a deep double leg shot for Lirette, and he's going to pick up the takedown.
12-7, favor of Lirette. As the second period comes to a close, Brendan Price on the board, doing all he can, but it seems that Lirette has the upper hand heading into this third period, not only on the scoreboard, but just overall in the match.
Yeah, and it might turn into a major decision now with Lirette getting a quick escape. Plus, he's got the ride time point coming. Unless Price can get a takedown and knock some of those seconds off. So right there, it's at 14. It's 13-7 right now. Unless Price can get something going on his feet, a takedown will lead to a major decision. Lirette picks out that takedown. 15-7 now. Give up the escape, make it 15-8.
But with that riding time point, it'll make it an 8-point margin, which would result in a major decision. Just over a minute to go in this third period.
Deep inside single. Nice trip for Lirette, and gets the takedown. Now they're going to give him another escape. Escape, Price.
1 minute. 1 minute to go in the third. 17-9 Lirette. He has the riding time point, so Price is going to have to make something happen.
Another stalling call on Price. His third stalling call. I really think for Price, he's just running out of gas here in this third period. You started to see it a little bit in the second.
You talked a lot about how we would see if he's in good wrestling shape or not. In 7 minutes, it seems like not a lot amount of time, but when you're out there on the mat grappling, it seems like an eternity.
It is a very long time. As Lirette's going to get another takedown with just 4 seconds to go. So that'll make it 20-9. The ride time point will make it 21-9.
So it becomes a major decision for North Carolina. That's 4 points. So this is the big one for North Carolina. If you're tuning in, you want to watch anybody wrestle on this squad, it's Joey Ward, ranked number 5th in the country for the 141-pound weight class. The redshirt senior, 20-3 on the season, taking on Robert Lee from Pittsburgh, a sophomore who's 15-11.
Joey Ward, an All-American last year, finishing in 7th after a 23-6 finish. 28-8 as a sophomore and an NCAA qualifier. Also 21-13 as a freshman. So he's a 3-time NCAA qualifier, 1-time All-American. Is Ward also 182-21 in high school from Moeller, Ohio, a 2-time state champion. He is a decorated wrestler, taking on Robert Lee, sophomore. We get a takedown for Ward. Makes a 2-0 score. From Wisconsin is Robert Lee, 182-17 in high school. He's a 4-time state finalist and 3-time state champion. He's 15-12 this year. Lee trying to get up to his feet. Ward takes him out of bounds.
Joey Ward is 9-1 in dual matches this season. Pretty incredible mark of 92-30 over his career. You use the word decorated, and I don't think you can term Joey Ward as anything but that. Heck of a career he's built up at North Carolina. He's now a redshirt senior.
They're looking for him to Maybe add a bonus point or two as well. And try to stretch their lead a little bit. As he works to throw in a half. Works towards a tilt. He's got 2 back points, 4 back points total. Takes a 6-0 lead.
He got 4 seconds there, so it's worth 4 points. And in that time, he worked up the riding time advantage as well as Lee gets out for 1. 6-1. Ward leading Lee.
Snap down attempt for Ward. Now a shot in by Lee, but he's extended out. Ward allows Lee to get back up to his feet, though. 6-1 lead for Ward. 25 seconds to go in the first. That was just a couple of head taps. It's like they're content to see the period end with a 6-1 lead for Ward. Ward defers his choice. Lee goes on the bottom to begin the second.
We know how good Joey Ward is, but can't take it away from Robert Lee that he does lead this team, the Pitt Panther team, in falls this season. He's recorded 7 pins so far, so he has that ability to kind of flash a move out of nowhere and put you on your back. It's going to be tough to do against one of the best wrestlers in the ACC, though, in Joey Ward.
It's flattened out right now. He's going to try to get back up to his base. Ward really just with a tight waist.
Ward racking up 2 minutes of riding time advantage.
Now able to quickly get up to his feet was Lee, but then turning right into a tilt was Ward. He's got to watch his own back. 2 back points awarded to Ward.
So out of the 8 points for Ward, 6 of them coming off back points. Panthers in danger of giving up bonus points again to the Tar Heels. Second period drawing to an end, just over 30 seconds to go.
Ward will have choice to begin the third period. And he's got that ride time point. Up to almost 3 minutes in the advantage.
It's exactly what we would have expected of Joey Ward to come out here, rack up a bunch of points early on, and then just be able to ride it to the end.
He rides in the entire second period, does Ward.
3 minutes and 15 seconds, the total time advantage for Joey Ward through 2 periods.
We'll go
Third
down to begin
period
the
set to
third.
begin.
Off the whistle. Went into a spiral was Lee. Ward up to his feet, trying to peel the hands. Lee's got to try to get him down to the mat before getting hit with a stalling call. Hasn't really been able to do it yet. Lee does get him back down now into a base now, trying to run a wrist and a half of his own. He lost the half, and Ward's able to get free for 1. Makes it a 9-1 score for Joey Ward over Robert Lee.
It's going to be hard for Robert Lee to avoid bonus points here.
He's going to have to get a takedown.
It's going to have to come quickly. 45 seconds remaining in this match. 141 pounds.
Shot in, gets into a leg, does Lee. But he is stretched out right now and unable to get Ward into a better position. See maybe if they call a stalemate here soon. And there it is with 22 seconds to go in the third period.
Will be an opportunity for Lee. 22 seconds to try and avoid bonus points for North Carolina for the second consecutive match. Trying to spin around there. No points awarded.
Lee trying to spin around behind. He's got under 10 seconds. He's got to try to make something happen here. Tries to lace that ankle, but he's not going to be able to. It'll be a 10-1 win with the riding time point.
It counts as a major decision for North Carolina. They now lead the Panthers 8-3 through 3 weight classes. Now we move right along. Looks like Mikey Racciato, the senior for the Pittsburgh Panthers, trots out to the mat for the first time in almost a month. Making an appearance tonight in an ACC dual match. He's taking on Troy Heilmann from North Carolina, a redshirt junior. Racciato ranked number 31 in the coaches panel. Greg, it's the first time we've seen Racciato in a while. And we asked Matt Coker beforehand, what do you expect to see out of him? And he said, well, that time off for him kind of gives you some time to evaluate some things, fine-tune some parts of your wrestling game, and try to see if he puts them on display now. He says it's hard to take it from the training room and the practice room and actually put it back out on the mat. You kind of tend to resort to bad habits that you may have had in previous years and previous matches when you're actually out there under the lights.
And Racciato's one of those guys who is a funk wrestler, likes to hit a bunch of rolls. He's exciting to watch, but he's got to knock a little bit of the rust off, being out for a month. So far, not much going on here on their feet.
Racciato 8-7 this season, pretty good career mark, 64-38.
Working a lot on top and bottom with Racciato, so I don't think his feet have ever been an issue because of the fact that how much he is a funk wrestler and can get out of certain situations, but we'll see how he does top and bottom in the second and third. Racciato not far from here at Penn Argyl High School.
Back in my neck of the woods, in the eastern half of the state.
149-4 in high school. He was a 2-time state champion, 2-time NCAA qualifier, 1-time ACC champ. Nice outside single for Heilmann. Racciato doesn't let him step over, though, and was just trying to squeeze him tight to force a stalemate. Yet to get it here. And now we do with 1 minute to go in the period.
So they want to get Racciato better while he's on top. Well, you got to get on top first.
Looks like we have a little bit of blood time, I believe. Heilmann, he's a redshirt junior. 19-18 as a freshman, 23-13 last year as a sophomore. He was an NCAA qualifier. He's from South Plainfield, New Jersey. He was a 4-time state medalist in high school.
It's Racciato receiving some treatment. Oh, we do have a moment here, Greg. And I'm talking to Matt Coker before the match today, asking them how the wrestlers have been dealing with the coaching change. Jason Peters replaced by assistants Matt Coker and Drew Headley, and said not much in the day-to-day has really changed. And obviously both Coker and Headley wrestled at Pitt, both graduated in 2008, so they're aware of the culture, and Jason Peters was here at that time, and Randy Stoudemire before that. But you got to think this is, in a time like this where you go through a big change in the middle of a season, tough for the wrestlers to adjust to.
You mentioned those a different kind of distraction from the day-to-day, mundane things they've been dealing with, so they've handled it well. And yeah, you would think there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of questions, but I'm sure the practice room hasn't changed too much. I know that Matt mentioned they were trying to implement some new things, but over the most part, you're coming in, you're working hard, you're trying to compete day in, day out. So not much is really changing as far as other than who's leading the practice.
And really, even that doesn't seem to be too big of a change. At least Matt Coker doesn't believe so. As the second round comes to a close. The first round comes to a close, scoreless. Moving to the second round now. So Heilmann and Racciato evened up at 0. Racciato will start on the bottom.
I get a caution on Racciato.
Got to respect the mentality, though. Just head down, continue doing what you're doing. And really, it's about getting a lot of these guys ready for March. See Racciato get out for one and then try to get a takedown. Will he get there? Yes, he gets 2. So make it 3-0 Racciato. Trying to hold on to the back of Heilmann this second round.
Did a nice job of tying up the arms of Racciato as soon as he turned inside. And not only was he able to take him down, almost was able to keep him on his back, but Heilmann does a nice job of rolling through to not give up back points. But a good, aggressive move by Racciato to put some points on the board.
Back to the center now, Racciato on top, and Heilmann gets out for a point. His first of the match. 149 pounds. North Carolina leading Pittsburgh on the dual score, 8-3.
And on the ankle is Heilmann. Funk attempt by Racciato. Diving back under the legs, and now you get a stalemate. Nice duck under for a shot for Heilmann. But somehow Racciato is able to turn in. Coleman Scott right away sprints over to the side and wants to challenge that. He thinks Heilmann should have had a takedown before giving up a reversal as opposed to just a takedown for Racciato. Coleman Scott, a former Olympic medalist, shows he still's got it. He's got those wheels to get right over there.
That's right, feeling limber. So former high school teammate of Drew Headley on the other side.
Asked Coleman Scott how it feels to come back home. He's from Waynesburg. Said, it's cold. He likes being south. He said the south has made me soft a little bit.
I can't say I can blame him for that. So at the moment, it's 5-1 Racciato. 32 seconds remaining in the second round of the 149-pound matchup. Mentioned the challenge by Coleman Scott. So the referee's looking at it now.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Obviously, we don't have the opportunity to see the replay. They're looking to see if Heilmann had control for a 2 and then a reversal for Racciato, as opposed to just a takedown for Racciato. So which makes a big difference. We're talking 5-1 to 5-3, so we'll see what they end up giving here.
You mentioned Racciato, an exciting wrestler to watch. And I'm not sure that anybody in here could tell you how he got out from under the bottom there. The call is confirmed, so no takedown for Heilmann. And it remains 5-1 the advantage for Racciato.
Yeah, the referee explained to Coleman Scott that there was just continuous movement, and there was never that set control for Heilmann. That's why they left the call as is. Heilmann able to shake Racciato down and get the escape.
Tried to jump on his back. Racciato, good defensive move. Keep that shoulder up.
Heilmann will have choice to begin the third, and Racciato's got to have to find a way. He's got 52 seconds of riding time to be able to ride him for at least 10 seconds to get to that point where he could potentially get the riding time point, provided he doesn't get taken down or reversed.
How do you think Racciato has looked here in his first action in almost a month?
He's looked strong. Definitely has. I think you have to worry about the conditioning here in the third, just because wrestling in practice and wrestling in a live match situation, which, as you can see here, he's going to give up a reversal. He's wrestled the type of match you see out of Racciato so much in his career to this point. But you can tell he's starting to wear down a little bit, so he's got to try to gut it out here in this third period.
So not only does he give up that takedown to make it 5-4, but he's also allowing Heilmann to chip away at his riding time, which he had worked up to 52 seconds, and now it's all the way back down to 30.
You can tell Racciato is trying to get out of bounds to get a fresh start with 1:20 to go here in the third period, and Heilmann's going to put him up on his feet to make it a 6-4 score. So with the escape, Racciato up 2 now.
Heilmann
Nice
immediately
duck
going for it. And he got it.
That was quick.
Tied up at 6. Got to appreciate the confidence of Heilmann there, saying, hey, I'm just going to go for it. Racciato does get out, though, and takes the lead again 7-6.
Talk about the confidence there to give up that point. And Heilmann is going to take Racciato down, and he's going to get 2 back points as well.
Now it's 10-7 advantage Heilmann over Racciato. Nearing 30 seconds to go in the third period. Racciato's got to figure out a way to get out from underneath.
First 2 periods were good for Racciato. He came in, wrestled the way he typically does, but he's just out of gas, I think. And that's what happens when you're out for a month. You get a little rusty, and practices and going live in practice. Totally different scenario when you're out on the mat, one-on-one, wrestling for 7 minutes.
It's obviously different as opposed to wrestling your teammates in the wrestling room, as opposed to actual competition when the lights turn on. So this concludes. No riding time awarded, but a 10-7 decision victory for Heilmann. That gives North Carolina 3 points for the total match score. They now have an 11-3 lead as we move right along to 157.
8 points in that third period for Heilmann to get the win. So we'll see Taleb Rahmani for Pittsburgh, 15-5 this year, a redshirt freshman. He's from Marysville, Ohio, 4-time state medalist, 1-time state champion. Taking on Joey Moon, a redshirt senior for North Carolina. 7-5 last year, 18-9 as a sophomore, 23-11 as a freshman. From South Alamance High School in North Carolina, he was a 2-time state champion there.
Moon 12-9 this season. And Rahmani 15-5. Rahmani ranked number 33, the last spot in the NCAA coaches panel. Tied with his teammate Robert Lee. Mentioned earlier that Lee had the ability to pin some guys, well, so does Rahmani, both of them with 7 falls recorded this season.
Got a stalemate with 1:56 to go in the first period, scoreless. Shot at the legs. Nice job by Moon to get back. Underhooks here for Moon. Rahmani unable to get out from underneath those underhooks, and we'll get a stalemate with 1:16 to go in the first period. Shot in for Rahmani.
Good sprawl from Moon. I think he'll try to turn around and get 2 here.
He's got his elbows stuck right now, does Moon, as he wants to try to spin around behind. Rahmani trying to duck under with those. He's got his assassin. It's the assassin that gets the pins that you mentioned. And he's trying to get it here on Moon. With those elbows, he ducks underneath them. He's going to get 4 near falls to take a 6-0 lead.
Heard the Panther faithful get excited from that. He has that ability, as we said. He almost made it happen right there. When you get a guy in that position, how hard is it to just get the extra couple inches and put his shoulders down?
I mean, it's once you get close to that point, those guys are always moving to the other side, bridging. It is not easy to pick up the fall, especially at this level. Moon did a nice job, though, able to getting to one side and getting off his back.
First period ends with a 6-0 lead for Rahmani. And that flurry of points, the takedown and the near falls. Got 4 back points there. He also racked up 35 seconds of riding time as we move to the second period in the 157-pound matchup.
Rahmani on the bottom to begin the period.
Almost got out.
Get a potentially dangerous scenario.
And bring him back to the center.
Trying to get up to his feet is Rahmani. Looks to peel the hands. Now trying to get position is Rahmani and trying to step over Moon, and he will do it for the reversal.
See if Rahmani can hold on for the rest of this round. If he does, he'll have over a minute of riding time on Moon. It's now an 8-0 advantage for Rahmani. Potential for bonus points for the Panthers. step out and bring him back to the center. Greg, this will be big now for the Panthers. Rahmani can hold on and get a major decision. Now down by 8 right now to North Carolina in the overall duel score. So to try and win this duel overall, this could be big at the 157. You know your better wrestlers are stacked up late as Moon gets out for 1.
Yeah, they got a couple of points to make up, that's for sure. Winning 5 and 5, they're going to need a couple of major decisions unless they can pull out a 6th win in this duel. You have to like the potential of Deshae and Campbell picking up bonus in the next match. So if you're Rahmani here, up 8-1, Moon will have choice and he'll go on the bottom. He's going to need to pick up a takedown in the period. 41 seconds of riding time right now, so you want to be able to stick on him at least for 20 seconds. Moon tries to hop over the hips. Rahmani able to keep him there, though, and you can tell Rahmani's trying to get that 20 seconds, but just short of it, 4 seconds shy.
Rahmani will have to try to find a way to get back on top.
If he can pick up a takedown, you'd imagine he'll pick up 4 seconds of riding time in between to give him a little bit of a cushion.
Rahmani up by 6 at the moment, 8-2.
Stalemate with 1:08 to go here in the third period. 8-2 lead for Rahmani.
One minute to go.
Nice shot attempt in, but Moon counters, and now looks to try to get a cradle. Rahmani, though, nice job getting him off of his head, driving in on a shot and a takedown for Moon. Major decision essentially thrown out the window with that takedown.
And that opportunity all but disappears now. Only 20 seconds to go. The ride time being chipped away by Moon. It's only going to be a 4-point lead for Rahmani as time winds down in the third period. Under 10 seconds to go. Go out. Bring him back to the center again. See if Rahmani can get out. And that'll end it. Rahmani does get a decision, so 3 points for Pittsburgh on the match score. But a big missed opportunity for the Panthers right there, Greg.
Now they're going to have to try to get some points